Hello everybody, Phantom Amcar here. Pokemon Platinum with one Fiona was a nice back and forth between really having to go at fights multiple times and a total cakewalk. So let's follow it up with another run that may turn out to be just as odd. Today we find out, can I beat Pokemon Black with only one Druddigon? Now, I don't really know if Druddigon is going to be a challenge or not. Looking at its stats, we have an insane physical attack stat. By level up, we actually don't get that many dragon moves, but the ones we do get are great. For these types of videos, I'll be writing the scripts as I go through the challenge, so everything you're hearing now has been put down before I started. Actually, leave a comment if you think we'll be able to win this one. I think we should be fine, but once we get to the end where we have the back-to-back Ice Gym and then Dragon Gym, we'll probably struggle quite a bit. Now let's go over the rules. In battles, I'm only allowed to use Druddigon. I may need other Pokemon for HMs, but I'm not allowed to use them in battle. No glitches or exploits are allowed. No items in battle, only held items and Pokeballs. Items outside battle are fine. Right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Snivy with Druddigon. That way we can use them the whole run. I chose to replace Snivy because the combination of Emboar and Samurott seems like it'll be the hardest for us to take on. We nickname our Druddigon Duplo, and now the run starts. Up first we have the end fight, and I am right away trying to stay a little underleveled, so I went in at level 5. And starts off with Purloin, who takes a surprisingly little amount from Scratch, but does take damage from a Rough Skin ability. I am wondering if it's worth using Hone Claws in battles, because it'll give us some bonuses in attack and accuracy. And before our next gym we have a Bianca fight. I'm realizing now just how many rival battles we'll have to talk about in this run, but Bianca goes down pretty easy with only a few scratches thanks to Rough Skin. I'm honestly wondering if we get the Rocky Helmet before post game. It won't be a ton of damage, but any damage over time that I don't have to work for is good damage to me. Speaking of rival battles, Charon in the Trainer School. Charon starts out with Tepig, and we went straight here from the Bianca fight where we learned Bite. We actually got really lucky with flinches this battle, so Tepig went out in 3 bites after using a potion, and then Purloin went down after getting 2 flinches in a row with Bite. I think I may be at a level where I can just heal up and go straight for the gym leader. Now onto the gym, we go in at level 11, about on par with the leader, and it goes pretty smooth. Lillipup had gone down in 2 bites after getting hit with rough skin damage, and out comes the ace Pansear. Pansear hits us with special attacks, so they don't take rough skin damage. But after a few bites and a potion from Chili, Duplo manages to take out the Fire Monkey and we get the Trio Badge. Then we have another Charon fight that I totally forgot about. Charon starts with Tepig, who we get to about half with Bite. We get lucky with a flinch. Another Bite almost takes it out before Tepig eats the Oran Berry to heal up. Out next is Purloin, and Bite won't be as effective here, so I use Scratch. Meanwhile, Purloin uses Fury Swipes, and getting hit for rough skin damage after each hit, it takes just 2 more scratches after that, and we take out the Purloin. During the end fight before the normal gym, I figured now was a pretty good time to talk about my experience with Black and White, because I played these games when they first came out. I actually have been playing Pokemon for quite a while. It just so happened to be that my last time playing Black and White was back when I was in high school, maybe 5 years ago, so coming back to this is almost like playing it for the first time again. I'm remembering quite quickly that some of the quirks that made Gen 5 one of the more disliked Pokemon generations, I am realizing there is a nice charm to it. One thing I will do for simplicity's sake now, because there are 3 rivals between N, Charon, and Bianca, I'll only be mentioning Charon for now since he's the main one and is the hardest of the 3. The others will still get mentioned when they cause a struggle, but for now, I think I'll just save a little bit on scripting, especially because I get Dragon Rage at level 18. Speaking of level 18, time for the normal gym. We hit level 18 on our way in, and now we have a move that it does a solid 40 damage no matter what. So that's going to be quite the help. And we actually lose on attempt number 1 to the gym leader. Herdier gets us down lower than I'd like, and I forgot to have an Oran Berry for extra healing, so we get brought down to just 8 HP from Retaliate, and then 1 more takes us out. That was just some minor misplays, so let's go right back in for attempt number 2. Attempt 2 didn't actually go better. We got hit with Leer, so our defenses were down from the start. Takedown brought us to about half, and with the lowered defenses and the extra power from Retaliate, we were taken out by Watchog immediately. I may need to grind. Watchog is level 20, and levels do me in more early game when the numbers are smaller, so I'm going to go top off, hit level 20 myself, come back in, give it another shot. And attempt 3 surprisingly makes me feel like the level up thing was totally unnecessary. Herdier goes for a takedown and misses, so after a super potion from the gym leader and another Dragon Rage, it goes down. Out next is Watchog, so I'm expecting a big hit from Retaliate, but what actually comes is Leer. Twice. Then Retaliate comes out, but no longer powered up from having just fainted, Watchog takes itself out due to Rough Skin. Wow, that was really lucky, especially with all the misses and the just terrible plays from the gym leader. So after the normal gym, we had some stuff to do where we take care of Team Plasma, and on my way through it, I'm really thinking this will be quite a quick run. But I did kind of just want to take time to chat. I just recently started doing these challenge runs, so the first two are all being recorded in a big batch. It's a pretty big experiment for me, but I'm having fun with them. Also, for those who just found me through these, hi, I'm Phantom. I actually normally stream over on Twitch, but I want to dip my toe into the challenge run space as well. It's been a good time and I've been watching them for quite a while. For anyone curious, my pronouns are she, her. I've been playing Pokemon since I was about 7 years old. But enough about me for now. We can chat more in the outro. Anyway, back to the challenge. We now have Bug Leader Berg, and we go in wildly underprepared. Whirlipede gets us low with Poison Tail, and it actually gets the poison. It managed to keep itself alive while we die of poison. Okay, maybe I need another level or two. Well, I'd like to say I got another level, but grinding in the desert was so much more of a struggle than anything, so I just went right back to the gym. And honestly, it turns out we didn't need to grind. Whirlipede got us poisoned from Poison Tail, but I equipped a Pecha Berry, so we cure the poison right away. After that, we took it down with a few hits from Slash and leveled up to get Crunch. Dwebble hit us with Sand Attack, trying to lower our accuracy, and I just didn't want to deal with misses, so I set up a Hone Claws to get us back to neutral accuracy, as well as +1 in attack. After that, Dwebble went down pretty easy in just a few crunches, and last out was the Ace Leavanny. They got us quite low with 2 critical Razor Leafs in a row, but after a Dragon Rage and a Crunch, the Insect Badge was all ours. So remember how I said rival fights are so frequent I wasn't going to talk about them all? After getting the Insect Badge, we had a fight with Bianca right away, followed by one with Charon. Bianca was a one-shot sweep, but Charon put up quite a bit of a fight. We were outside and there was a sandstorm, so I was taking constant damage the whole time. Pidove goes down in one crunch, after that is Pansage, who we take out in another crunch combined with rough skin damage. Following Pansage is Leopard, who gets us under half with Pursuit, and we get it low with a Slash and rough skin damage. After using Torment, it goes down and we hit level 27, learning Dragon Claw. I replaced Dragon Rage because we're past the point of it being a one-shot button. Outlast is Pignite, who goes down in one Dragon Claw, and we take down Charon. While we're doing some grinding in the Desert Resort, I did grab the Clove Fossil. I had to say which fossil I'd pick, because if I didn't, I knew you'd ask. Actually, ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Now, onto the Electric Gym. I used Hone Claws on turn 1 because some of the trainers of Molga liked to double team, so I wanted to make sure I'd hit. But turns out that totally wasn't needed. Emolga outsped and hit me with Pursuit and then an Aerial Ace. But combined with rough skin damage, it went down in one Dragon Claw. The second Emolga hit with Pursuit and same story, one Dragon Claw. Out came the Ace Zebstrika. We clicked Dragon Claw for the one shot. Well, I don't know if that was the attack boost from Hone Claws or just Dragon moves hitting hard, but that was the first gym that didn't take multiple attempts. And look at that, we're almost at the halfway point in our badge journey. After the Electric Gym, we have another rival fight with Chespin. Leopard hits us with a Fake Out, so first turn was skipped. After that, we get outsped and hit with Torment, meaning we're changing up moves every turn. Leopard goes down in one Dragon Claw, and out comes Pansage, who almost goes down in one Slash. Out next is Tranquil, who goes down in a critical crunch, and finally is Pignite, who gets to about half with Slash, but gets recovery with its held Citrus Berry. And after one more Dragon Claw, we end the fight. See, I told you guys we were on the up and up for the challenge. Now we just have the Driftfell Gym coming up, and I think that's where I can get the Rocky Helmet. That probably will be our held item until we can get our hands on a Dragon Fang. And one trainer later and we have the Rocky Helmet. Now not only will they take a 10th of their HP from rough skin damage, but then an additional 6th from Rocky Helmet on top of that. This isn't a perfect strategy because it means we do have to take a physical hit first, but it's something for sure. Going into the ground gym, we start off against Croc, who outspeeds us with Crunch, but we got to see right away how the rough skin Rocky Helmet combo works. We get him low with Slash, and one more takes it out. Out next is Excadrill. This is where we end up struggling. Dragon Claw is resisted, and we're brought down low with Slash. Excadrill uses a Hyper Potion, and we get outsped and knocked out with Bulldoze. That was rough, but I think we may just need another level, so let's give it another shot after a level or so. While we grind, I wanted to show you guys what I think is going to be the hardest part of the run. What you're seeing here is one level of grinding between attempts at clay. This is 10 minutes of footage, all sped up to be more digestible, and it's only going to get worse from here. As of Generation 5, Game Freak started changing the EXP formula, so now the more you overlevel what's around you, you get less and less EXP from the Pokemon you beat. So I was taking a while between attempts. I just put a video on my other modder and did some running back and forth in the grass and checking if there was any trainers I missed. After so many attempts and finally hitting level 41, we finally won, and it was a lot closer than expected. Krokorok hits us with Swagger, so we get an attack boost, but we're also confused. We hit through confusion and take it out with one slash. Out next is Excadrill, who we almost take out in one turn with a critical slash, and then we manage to take it out after 2 more slashes. Finally out is Palpitoad, who sets up Aqua Ring, but that doesn't end up mattering because one slash takes it out. Wow, that Swagger boost early on was insanely helpful. One trip through Chargestone Cave, an end fight, and a tower climb later, we get to Skyla's Gym. And during that whole expedition, we hit level 46. Swoobat starts off with Amnesia that doesn't help because I'm a physical attacker, and Swoobat goes down in one super effective Night Slash. Out next is Unfezant, who hits us with a Leer to lower our defenses. It does get one quick attack in before going down to a Night Slash. And Swan took a page out of Clay's book and starts with Aqua Ring. This time, however, Swanna lives and manages to go down in about 3 hits from Night Slash, winning us the badge. After getting the Jet badge, we have the mandatory Charon rival fight, because what is a gym badge without a rival fight with Charon right after? Charon starts out with Unfezant, and I'm so happy it doesn't have Intimidate. However, you'd think I would know it uses Detect turn 1 by now. Anyway, it goes down to a Dragon Claw and a Slash, after I missed the first Dragon Claw. Out next is Pignite, who goes to about half with a critical Night Slash, then hits us with Takedown, almost taking itself out because it gets hit with Recoil, then Rough Skin, then Rocky Helmet damage. The next turn, Pignite is down, so out comes Leopard, who I know will just use Fake Out on turn 1. Leopard goes down in 1 Dragon Claw, and finally out is Simisage, who hits us with a Seed Bomb, but then goes out in a Slash followed by a Night Slash. After this we have Twist Mountain, and it's not winter in my game, so we have to fully explore it before getting to the Ice Gym. So starting this gym off, we're struggling just to get to the leader, so I'm worried of how Bryson's gonna go. Random trainers are taking us out when we're almost 20 levels higher than them. I at least want to keep attempting to clear out the trainers to give Bryson a shot. We're just working without having Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet damage because most ice types attack specially. Just look at this random trainer fight who manages to take us out. I don't think we're quite ready for the gym yet. And attempt 1 goes exactly how I expected. Vanillish took the first turn to use Acid Armor so its defenses were up. We got hit with a critical Frost Breath for over half damage, but Vanillish goes down. Out next is Beartic, who gets us to 10 HP by hitting us with Icicle Crash, but we end up taking it out. And I know I have no way of winning once Cresselia comes out, but I decide to still try. I click Dragon Claw because it's the highest power move and is boosted by the same type attack bonus, and we get outsped and taken out by Aurora Beam. I'm close to leveling up, so I'm just going to do that and give it another try. We get to level 53, and I think this is about 7 attempts later. It took until about level 53 until we were able to consistently outspeed. We take out Vanillish in 1 Dragon Claw, Beartic survives 1 and gets us with Swagger, so our attack is up, but we are at risk of hitting ourselves. And we do just that. We manage to hit Dragon Claw and take it out and outlast this Cryogonal, who still outspeeds us and gets 1 Aurora Beam off. But thanks to the attack buff from Beartic, we'll just take it out in 1 Dragon Claw. Wow, that fight was tense the whole way through, but up next is the Dragon Gym. Another gym with a type advantage over us. After that, we get swiped back into the Team Plasma story and scale Dragon Spiral Tower. The trainer fights weren't anything too intense. After this, we head to the Relic Castle and we take a while there, just going through the different levels of the castle. But we get to the end and hear that this thing we needed wasn't here, so we get to backtrack some more to go to Nacrene City Gym, the museum that was robbed earlier in game. We get the Lightstone and now we're on to Opelucid City, the home of the Dragon Gym. Only one thing to say now, let's give this a shot. I think I may actually have a pretty good chance at this gym being only 1 attempt. Oh, and something I forgot to mention because it was scripted and recorded on a different day. During the Dragon Spiral Tower trek, I got the Dragon Fang. That way we can swap the Rocky Helmet out and get an extra boost to Dragon type moves, which will be great with Outrage once we learn it. Now we have just Druddigon in the Dragon Gym. The entire way through this gym, I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a gym of get one shot or one shot. And I have a feeling that's exactly how this battle is going to go. For attempt number 1, I stick with the Rocky Helmet as our held item. If that doesn't work, I'll give the Dragon Fang a shot. And turns out I don't need to. Fracture, Druddigon's Druddigon, and Haxorus all went down in one Dragon Claw each. Well, look at that. One shot or get one shot. Time for the endgame boss rush. I'm pumped, let's do this. And in a turn of events, totally my own fault, we actually lose a Charon fight. I had just gone ahead to Victory Road straight after the fight, totally forgetting how Charon has a tendency to battle us just after getting every badge. There wasn't really much in the battle that was me being weaker, just me going in underprepared. And nothing shows that better than attempt 2 at Charon. Just takes a few hits from Dragonclaw and everything goes down. After the battle, Charon heals us up and we're on our way to the Pokemon League for real this time. Before we go into the Pokemon League, let's take a look at our stats. I am honestly not sure how my effort values or my IVs are looking, but I am oddly curious why that special defense is so high. And as far as my moveset goes, I think I've got about everything I could want. I saw the TM for return earlier, so I grabbed it, but I don't know if that's stronger than Slash. But last chance to guess in the comments if you think we can win or not. I think we can, but I think we'll have at least one more large brick wall to hit before everything's said and done with the Ghetsis and End fights at the end of the game. Walking into the Pokemon League, I take on Grimsley first. None of my moveset is really super effective against any of the leaders, so I think Grimsley is just a good starting point. We almost get the one shot on the lead Scrafty, but we end up taking Crunch followed by a critical hit, keeping us at about half. Out next is Krookodile, who cuts our attack with Intimidate and outspeeds us to hit us with a Dragon Claw of its own. But one Outrage takes it out. Out next is Bisharp, and we're still locked into Outrage and are taken to 10 HP from Night Slash, but then are taken out with a single X Scissor. After this, I take a brief pause to go back to Drift Veil because I know the Shell Bell is there, so I can get a little bit of recovery on my side for the next fight. I know I'm losing out on Rocky Helmet damage, but getting health back seems to be more important. All the way at level 70 and over 15 attempts later, the lucky one where we get close, we aren't even using the Shell Bell that I went out of my way to grab. We get a lucky critical hit on Scrafty, so we aren't taking Sand Attack before going into the rest of the fight. Then out comes Krookodile, and he gets us to about half with a critical Dragon Claw, but thanks to Rough Skin, I take it out in one hit from Outrage. Bisharp is out next, and we get it to about half with the first Outrage, and then down on the second. We're low on HP, but Liepard is next, and I've fought several of these before. First turn Fake Out like normal, but then we're hit with a critical Night Slash, bringing us to 25 HP. But Liepard goes down, and so does Grimsley. So remember how I said my moveset wasn't super effective against any of the leaders? Well, up next is Psychic Trainer Caitlin, who I just forgot existed. So I put black glasses on, boosting Night Slash's power, and we get started. The lead Reuniclus is down in one Night Slash, Sigilif hits an Ice Beam to get some damage in on us, but then it goes down to one Night Slash. Musharna falls to the same, and Outlast is Gothitelle, who also goes down in one black glassed boosted Night Slash. And speaking of Night Slash sweeps, the Ghost Elite 4 member, Chantal, is next. Her lead, Cofagrigus, we took it out in one shot, but it does change our ability to Mummy, so we don't have Rough Skin helping us out, but that didn't really matter. It goes down in one Night Slash, followed by Golurk, who also goes down in one Night Slash. Out next is Chandelure, who I considered changing it up to a different move for, but decided to just click the Night Slash button. After that is Jellicent, who also goes down in one Night Slash. All we have left is the Fighting Trainer, and we are in for the end of the run. Since we are going into Marshall's battle, I put on the Rocky Helmet because most of the fighting types are physical attackers. Starting off is Throw, who hits us with a Stone Edge after taking Dragon Claw. Then out is Sock, who has Sturdy, meaning I have to spend several turns almost taking it out just for a full restore to come out and bring it back to full. But once Sock goes down, out comes Conkeldurr, who at this point I decide to just hit Outrage to use the stronger Dragon move. Conkeldurr is out in one shot, and last out is Mienshao, who outspeeds us and hits us with a Jump Kick. Thanks to Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet damage, one Outrage is enough to take us down, and the Elite Four are done. After this we have the most pointless elevator. So the statue in the middle of the Elite Four takes you downwards, but then you climb so many stairs to go back to the same level as the Elite Four to get to the Champion Room. Once we get in there, we see that Alder had lost to N already, and the giant Team Plasma castle comes out from underground, and N tells us we have to go in and fight him at the top of the castle for the fate of all Pokemon. No pressure. After getting to the top of the castle, we meet up with N, who brings Zekrom to the room, and our Lightstone is finally activated, becoming Reshiram, who is right away going to be boxed, because this game, if you don't catch Reshiram, the battle keeps redoing itself. And also Reshiram forces itself to the front of your party before the battle, so we have to get that sorted out. The first end fight doesn't go too great. We do manage to take out Zekrom with one Dragon Claw. Vanillux is next and misses a Blizzard, but then hits another one getting us low. Archeops is out next, who brings us to 11 HP after using Acrobatics, but then goes down to a Dragon Claw. Outlast is Klinklang, who outspeeds us and takes us out. Time to grind before coming back in. We're level 78, we use Outrage to take out Zekrom. Vanillux came out next and went down thanks to Outrage. Archeops is out and hits us with Acrobatics, and we start another Outrage to take it out. Klinklang takes one, and I switch to Dragon Claw. I hit myself in Confusion, and then full restores Klinklang. But 2 more Dragon Claws take it out. Outrage takes out Zoroark, and Caracosta would have gone down without Sturdy, but we go down in an Aqua Jet, just ending the attempt. To rub salt in the wound, it also goes down to rough skin damage. But because we fainted first, we lose the battle. At level 80, we finally beat an attempt. I switched out to the Shell Bell, that way I get some passive healing during the fight. Zekrom and Vanillux go down in 1 Outrage each, then we take Archeops out in a Dragon Claw. Out next is Klinklang, and I wanted to use the most damage I could, so I just hit it with Outrage. Well, after hitting myself, of course. It takes 3 turns because of the full restore, fully healing Klinklang. Out next is Zoroark, and I try to start another Outrage, but we hit ourselves, and the game decides to punish me by having Zoroark land the most missable move, Focus Blast, twice before going down. But 2 Outrage take out Caracosta to end the fight with N. Now only 1 more fight to go. The Ghetsis fight starts out rough right away. Ghetsis starts out with Toxic, right away dooming us, but I at least want to try and see how far in we can get. Cofagrigus goes down in a critical Night Slash, and out next is Hydreigon, who gets us lower than I'd like thanks to Dragon Pulse. I start an Outrage here because I just need the damage, and I try to be quicker than the Toxic damage. Bouffalance is out next, who goes down to an Outrage, and we're so low I think no matter what we lose to Toxic this turn. Outrage takes out Seismitoad, and I was right. Toxic takes us out. I think we may just need to get a critical hit and take out Cofagrigus first before Toxic gets to us. I'm also going to try and put on the Black Glasses, that way Night Slash gets a bit of a boost, see if that helps. After so many attempts I lost count, we hit level 86 and we get an attempt where we actually win. It took the Expert Belt and a few close calls, but Cofagrigus goes down to 1 Night Slash. On Hydreigon, I hit with an Outrage to take it out. Seismitoad goes down to Outrage as well, and we end up ending it there, going into the fight with Klinklang. It takes a few hits, but we do get it to go down. After that, Bisharp takes 2 hits from Outrage to go down, and last out is Electros, who goes down on the final hit of Outrage to end the run, and we win the game. Honestly, that was an insanely fun run. I really wasn't expecting it to be as fun as it was. There were so many instances of me thinking this run was easy and we had nothing to worry about, only to have that thrown completely right back at us. Next week, we'll have another challenge video coming out on Tuesday, and we'll be keeping it a little festive. Next Tuesday, we find out, can we beat Pokemon Crystal with only 1 Stantler? If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe as these Pokemon challenges take quite a while to make, and maybe leave some suggestions for some challenge runs in the comments and on Twitter. Alright, outro time. That was an amazing run. We're going off script now, just to chat a bit afterwards, but hello, my name's Phantom. I've been doing content on the internet for about 3-4 years now, and I've been a Pokemon fan my whole life. I actually have a Pokemon tattoo. Yeah, I do a bunch of stuff over on Twitch. I have considered streaming the making of these challenges, but I don't think this first batch are going to be what I stream. I want to at least get the process down a little more before I do so. It's been a great time. I appreciate being able to make these. It's wonderful. I'm actually currently in the middle of working on the Stantler run. So I am about 2 gyms in on Stantler, and it's having a lot more difficulties than I expected. Well, I guess if you want to see how that goes, you'll just have to check back in next Tuesday. That's been everything from me. My name is Phantom. Take care.